Chosen one, you've been feeling different lately, haven't you? This is why. There's a shift happening inside you, something you can't explain. A quiet storm in your soul, a voice that won't stay silent anymore. And now, something even stranger is unfolding. The ones who hurt you, the ones who walked away, they are coming back with an apology. The return you didn't expect. You thought it was over. You told yourself they would never understand. You buried the memories, the pain, the silence they left behind. But energy never lies. What was broken is now circling back. Because when a chosen one rises, everything that once rejected them begins to feel their absence. Why they had to leave. It wasn't random, it wasn't bad luck. Their distance was part of your awakening. You were too powerful, too aware, too real. And people who are not ready for truth will always run from it. They left because your light exposed their shadows. The pain that changed you. You didn't just get hurt, you transformed. Every betrayal carved wisdom into your soul. Every silence taught you how to hear yourself. You stopped chasing, stopped begging, stopped shrinking. And in that pain, you found your true power. Awakening into your higher self. Chosen one, you are not who you used to be. You think differently, you feel deeper, you see through illusions. Things that once mattered now feel empty. You've stepped into a higher frequency, and not everyone can meet you there. That's why the journey felt lonely, but necessary. The universe is balancing everything. Nothing goes unnoticed, nothing goes unpaid. The universe always restores balance. When someone wrongs a chosen one, they don't just lose a person, they lose a blessing. And eventually they feel that loss deeply. Why they are coming back now. It's not coincidence, it's timing, divine timing. They can feel your energy has changed. You're no longer the same version they left behind. You're stronger, calmer, untouchable. And that shift pulls them back toward you. Regret is a powerful force. They thought they could replace you. They thought they could forget you. But your presence was different, rare, unmatched. And now reality is hitting them. They see what they lost, and it's too late to ignore it. The apology you deserved. Yes, they are coming back with words. Words you once waited for. Words you cried for in silence. I'm sorry. But now, those words don't hold the same power over you anymore. You outgrew what once broke you. This is the real twist. You don't need their apology to heal anymore. You already did the work, alone. You already rebuilt yourself, piece by piece. And now, you stand in a place they can't reach emotionally. Not everyone deserves access again. Just because they return doesn't mean they belong. Chosen ones don't repeat cycles. They break them. Your peace is expensive now. And not everyone can afford to be in your life anymore. Discernment is your new power. You don't react the same. You don't trust blindly anymore. You observe, you feel, you know. Because your intuition has awakened. And it will never lie to you. They feel your absence now. The silence you once feared is now your strength. You walked away and they felt it. Not immediately, but eventually. Because your energy left a mark they couldn't erase. You were never ordinary. That's the truth they're realizing now. You weren't just another person in their life. You were a lesson, a blessing, a mirror. And losing you changed them. Your glow is different now. It's not loud, it's not forced. It's calm, powerful, undeniable. You don't seek attention anymore. And that's exactly why it finds you. They see you clearly now. When you were there, they were blind. Now that you're gone, they see everything. Your loyalty, your depth, your love. all the things they took for granted. Closure does always mean reconnection. Sometimes the apology is just closure. Not a new beginning. Not a second chance. Just an ending, done the right way this time. Your standards have changed. You don't accept bare minimum anymore. You don't chase, you attract. You don't settle, you align. Because you finally know your worth. The lesson was never about them. It was about you. Your growth, your awakening, your power. They were just a chapter, not the whole story. You became who you were meant to be. Through pain, you found purpose. Through loss, you found yourself. Through silence, you found your voice. This is your power era. You're not the same chosen one anymore. You're upgraded, activated, aware. And nothing can take that away from you now. So when they come back, remember this. You don't owe them access. You don't owe them your energy. You don't owe them anything. Your only responsibility is to yourself. And that's the real awakening. Not revenge, not validation, but peace. Unshakable, quiet, powerful peace. Chosen one, if this message found you today, it's not by accident. It's confirmation. You are evolving, you are rising. If you felt this deep in your soul, don't ignore it. Like this video, so more chosen ones can awaken. Comment below, I choose myself now if you're stepping into your power. And subscribe to Chosen Wave, because your journey is just beginning, and the truth is only getting deeper. The energy has shifted forever. You can feel it, can't you? Something is different now. The same situations don't trigger you anymore. The same people don't have access to your emotions like they used to. Because you've shifted timelines, and not everyone came with you. They're drawn to your silence. You stopped explaining yourself. Stopped defending your truth. Stopped proving your worth. And strangely, that silence became magnetic. Now they're trying to understand the version of you they can no longer reach. You became unreadable. Once, they knew exactly how to get a reaction out of you. They knew your softness, your patience, your limits. But now, you've mastered emotional control. And that makes you unpredictable and powerful. Their ego couldn't handle you before. Let's be honest, it wasn't just timing. It was ego. Your presence challenged their identity. Your truth threatened their comfort. And instead of growing, they chose to walk away. But life humbled them. Time has a way of teaching what pride refuses to learn. Situations changed. People left them the way they left you. And now they understand the pain they once caused. This is karma, not punishment, but realization. You are no longer seeking closure. That chapter already closed within you. You don't replay the past anymore. You don't imagine conversations that never happened. You made peace with the silence. And that's why their return feels almost irrelevant. Your presence is now a privilege. Before, you gave your energy freely. Now it's sacred. Not everyone gets to experience your depth anymore. Not everyone gets access to your world. Because you finally understand your value. They missed the version of you they lost. Not just you, but how you made them feel. The comfort, the understanding, the loyalty. Things they couldn't find anywhere else. And now they're searching for it in you again. But you're not that person anymore. You evolved. You grew through what tried to break you. You don't love the same. You don't tolerate the same. You don't stay the same. Your boundaries are stronger now. You've learned the hard way. What to allow, what to reject. Who deserves your time and who doesn't. And this time, you won't abandon yourself to keep others. They feel your detachment. It confuses them because they expected you to still be the same, still waiting, still hoping. But instead, they found distance, and that distance speaks louder than words. You healed without them. That's what hurts them the most. Not your silence, but your independence. You didn't need them to become whole again. You didn't wait for their apology to move forward. You chose yourself, and that changed everything. Your energy is now protected. You don't overshare anymore. You don't open up easily. You guard your peace like it's sacred, because it is. And only those who respect it can stay. They see your worth now, but it's different. Before, they saw your value and ignored it. Now, they see your value and fear losing it again. But fear is not enough. Growth is required, and not everyone is capable of that. You became the standard, not just for others, but for yourself. You raised the bar so high that anything less feels like disrespect, and you're no longer willing to settle. The cycle ends with you. Generational pattern, emotional cycles, toxic attachments, they all end here. With you. Because you chose awareness over comfort. And that choice changed your destiny. They're hoping for the old you. But that version is gone. The one who tolerated everything. The one who gave endless chances. The one who stayed even when it hurt. That version had to disappear so you could rise. You see through intentions now. Words don't impress you anymore. You read energy. You feel truth beyond what's spoken. And that makes it impossible to deceive you again. They can feel your power now. Not loud, not aggressive, but undeniable. Your presence carries weight now. And even without speaking, people can feel something different about you. You no longer chase explanations. You used to want answers. Why they left, why they hurt you. But now you understand. People act based on their level of awareness. And not everyone is meant to understand you. You stopped abandoning yourself. That was the real breakthrough. Not them leaving, but you choosing not to chase. Not begging for clarity, not lowering your standards. For the first time, you stood by yourself. And that changed your entire reality. They feel your absence in unexpected moments. Late at night, in silence, in random memories. Something reminds them of you. A feeling they can't replace. A connection they can't recreate. And suddenly, your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. You became emotionally independent. You don't rely on anyone to feel whole anymore. Your peace isn't tied to someone's presence. Your happiness isn't dependent on someone's validation. You built yourself from the inside out. And now, nothing external can shake you the same way again. They underestimated your strength. They thought you would break. Thought you would come back. Thought you would wait forever. But you didn't. You transformed, and that shocked them. Your glow comes from within now. It's not about looks or attention or approval. It's deeper than that. It's the peace you found. The self-respect you built. The quiet confidence that can't be faked. They are facing their own reflection. You were always a mirror, showing them truths they weren't ready to face. And now, without you, they're forced to confront those truths alone. You learned the power of letting go. Not everything is meant to be held on to. Not every connection is meant to last. And that's okay. Because letting go made space for something better. They're trying to reopen a closed door. But they don't realize. That door didn't just close, it transformed. You're not standing behind it anymore. You've moved forward into a new version of yourself. Your peace became your priority. No more chaos. No more emotional confusion. No more overthinking their actions. You chose calm over connection. And that decision saved you. They feel the distance in your energy. Even if you speak, it's not the same. Even if you respond, it's different. Because emotionally, you're no longer there. And that's something they can feel deeply. You're no longer available for half love. You've experienced what it feels like to give your all. Now you know anything less is not enough. You won't accept inconsistency. You won't accept confusion. You won't accept being an option. They're realizing your absence is permanent. At first, they thought it was temporary, that you would come back like before. But now it's sinking in. You're really gone. And this time it's different. You found clarity in the silence. No distractions. No mixed signals. Just you and your thoughts. And in that silence, everything became clear. They missed the depth you brought. Conversations that meant something. Moments that felt real. A connection that wasn't surface level. And now, everything else feels empty in comparison. You became selective with your energy. Not everyone deserves your time anymore. Not everyone deserves your attention. You choose wisely now. Because you know what it costs to give yourself to the wrong people. They took your kindness for weakness. But now they see the truth. Your kindness was strength. Your patience was power. And your love was rare. You do react, you observe. That's the difference now. You don't get pulled into emotional chaos. You watch, you understand, you decide. And that level of control is powerful. They are hoping for a second chance. But they don't understand. A second chance requires a different version of them. Not the same mindset. Not the same behavior. You became untouchable in spirit. Not cold, not distant, but protected, grounded, aligned with yourself. They can sense they lost something rare. And that realization is heavier than any apology they could ever give. You no longer entertain confusion. If it's not clear, it's a no. If it's not consistent, it's a no. You don't decode mixed signals anymore. You don't chase clarity. Because you've become clarity. They feel the shift in your responses. Shorter replies. Calmer tone. No emotional weight behind your words. And that difference unsettles them. Because they remember when you cared deeply. You detach without hate. That's your power. No revenge, no bitterness. Just distance. Just peace. Just a quiet decision to choose yourself. They're trying to understand what changed. But they won't fully get it. Because your transformation wasn't loud. It was internal. Silent. Spiritual. You stopped over-explaining yourself. You don't need validation anymore. You don't need approval. You don't need to be understood by everyone. Your truth is enough for you. They miss your energy more than your presence. It's not just you being there. It's how you made everything feel. Safe, deep, real. And now that feeling is gone. You learn to walk away in silence. No dramatic exits. No long messages. Just a quiet goodbye. And sometimes that silence says everything. They are confronting their regret daily. It's not one big moment. It's small reminders every day. Things they ignored before, now hitting them deeply. And there's nothing they can do to undo it. You became emotionally unavailable to the wrong people. Not closed off, just selective. Not cold, just aware. You don't give access easily anymore. And that's what protects your peace. They thought you would always be there. That was their biggest mistake. They got comfortable. They got careless. And they lost something irreplaceable. You see value in yourself now, not because someone told you, but because you experienced your own growth. You witnessed your own strength, and that built unshakable self-worth. They can't reach you the same way anymore. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You've elevated, and not everyone can meet you at that level. You broke the pattern of overgiving. No more pouring into empty cups. No more giving without receiving. No more losing yourself to keep others. That cycle ended with you. They're realizing you were the safe place. The one who understood. The one who stayed. The one who cared without conditions. And now that safe place is gone. You no longer seek their validation. Their opinion doesn't define you anymore. Their approval doesn't control you. You became your own source of validation. They are drawn to your growth, not just your presence, but your evolution. They can see it. They can feel it. And it makes them want to reconnect. But growth changes everything. You can't go back to who you were. You can't unlearn what you've learned. You can't undo your awakening. They feel the finality in your energy. It's not anger. It's not sadness. It's closure. And that is something they can't change. You became your own closure. No explanations needed. No apologies required. You gave yourself what they never could. They are too late to meet the old you. And the new you requires more, demands better, accepts only real. You stopped revisiting the past. No more going back in your mind. No more replaying old conversations. No more wondering, what if? You accepted what happened, and that acceptance set you free. They feel your absence in their growth. Now that they're trying to evolve, they realize you were already there. You were already thinking deeper, seeing clearer, feeling more. And losing you slowed their own journey. You no longer need to be chosen. That's the biggest shift. You're not waiting for someone to pick you anymore. You picked yourself. And that decision changed everything about how you show up. They missed the way you understood them. You saw parts of them no one else did. You listened differently. You cared differently. And now they can't find that depth anywhere else. You learned to trust your intuition fully. That inner voice you once doubted is now your strongest guide. It warns you, it protects you, it leads you. And you don't ignore it anymore. They are watching from a distance. Curious, confused, regretful. They're observing your growth silently. Because they don't know how to approach you anymore. You became calm in situations that once broke you. Things that once shattered you now barely shake you. That's not weakness disappearing. That's strength being built. They realize you were genuine. No games, no manipulation. Just real energy. Real love. Real intentions. You don't open old doors easily. Even if they knock. Even if they apologize. Even if they promise change. You think deeper now. They're trying to match your energy. But energy isn't something you fake. It's something you become. And becoming requires growth, not words. You stopped romanticizing the past. You see things for what they were, not what you wished they could be. And that clarity protects you from repeating cycles. They feel the weight of losing you. Not instantly, but gradually. It builds, until one day it hits them fully. And by then, you're already far ahead. You became emotionally self-sufficient. You don't rely on others to feel okay. You don't depend on someone's presence to feel complete. You built your own foundation. They missed the way you showed up for them. The effort, the consistency, the way you were always there. And now they understand how rare that was. You do seek revenge because you've outgrown that level. Your peace is your victory. Your growth is your answer. They're realizing apologies do fix everything. Some things once broken stay broken. Some connections once lost don't return the same. And they're starting to understand that truth. You became hard to manipulate because you see patterns now. You recognize behaviors. You trust your instincts. They're facing the consequences of their actions, not because you made them, but because life did. Because energy always returns. You no longer fear losing people. That fear is gone. Because you know, losing the wrong people is actually a gain. They're trying to find a way back in, but there's no easy access anymore. No shortcuts. No emotional doors left open. You became your own safe space. And that is something no one can take from you. You no longer feel the need to explain your silence. You used to feel guilty for pulling away. Now you understand it was necessary. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Some people understand through absence, not words. They're confused by your peace. They expected anger. They expected reactions. They expected you to fight for them. But instead they found calmness. And that calmness unsettles them more than anything. You became comfortable being alone. Not lonely, just at peace. You enjoy your own energy now. Your own thoughts, your own space. And because of that, you no longer tolerate the wrong company. They miss the emotional connection. Not just conversations, but the feeling behind them. The depth, the understanding, the unspoken bond. And now, everything else feels surface level. You learn to walk away without looking back. No second guessing. No turning around. No hoping they'll change. You walked away and kept moving forward. They took your presence for granted. They thought you would always stay. Always forgive. Always understand. And that assumption cost them everything. You became aligned with yourself. No more inner conflict. No more confusion about what you deserve. You're clear now. And clarity brings power. They feel your emotional absence strongly. Even if you're physically there, they can feel it. You're not emotionally invested anymore. And that distance is impossible to ignore. You no longer chase love. You attract it. Naturally, effortlessly. Because you've become the energy you once searched for. They realize they lost someone rare. Not perfect, but real. Not ordinary, but deep. And that kind of person is hard to find again. You don't ignore red flags anymore. You see them early. You acknowledge them. And most importantly, you act on them. They're trying to fix what they broke. But some things can't be rebuilt the same way. Some trust once lost doesn't return fully. You became more protective of your heart. Not closed, just wise. You choose carefully now. Because you know what it feels like to give your all to the wrong person. They miss your loyalty the most. Because loyalty like yours is rare. And they didn't realize its value until it was gone. You found strength in your solitude. Silence didn't break you. It built you. It shaped you into someone stronger, calmer, wiser. They feel the distance growing. Day by day. Moment by moment. And they know they're losing you completely. You no longer accept less than you deserve. No compromises on your worth. No settling for half effort. No accepting confusion as love. They're hoping your heart is still open. But they don't know. Your heart has changed. It's stronger now, more selective. You became unreachable to the wrong energy. Not because you're hiding, but because you've risen. And not everyone can reach that level. They are realizing you've moved on internally. Even if you're still present, they can feel it. You've already let go deeply. You no longer feel pulled toward them. There was a time their name alone could shake you. Now it feels neutral. No rush of emotions. No heavy thoughts. Just nothing, and that nothing is your freedom. They notice you've changed at your core. It's not just your actions. It's your energy. Your presence feels different. Stronger, quieter, untouchable. And they don't know how to reach that version of you. You learn to let silence answer everything. No arguments. No need to prove your side. No exhausting conversations. Silence became your loudest response. They're haunted by the way they lost you. Not because you fought, but because you didn't. You simply stepped back and disappeared emotionally. And that quiet exit stays with them. You stopped expecting them to understand. Because not everyone has your depth. Not everyone has your awareness. And that's okay. You released that expectation and found peace. They missed the way you saw them. You saw potential. You saw goodness. You saw what they could become. And now, no one sees them the way you did. You became grounded in your worth. Not shaken by opinions. Not influenced by behavior. You know who you are now. And that knowing is unbreakable. They feel the energy shift in conversations. It's subtle but real. You're not as invested. Not as emotionally present. And they feel that distance growing. Chosen one, if you felt this in your soul, this wasn't just a video, this was confirmation. You didn't go through all that pain for nothing. You didn't lose them, you found yourself. Now I need you to do something powerful. Don't just watch this, claim it. Type in the comments, I choose myself, no more going back. Say it like you mean it, feel it, lock it in. Hit that like button if you're done accepting less than you deserve. Because every like pushes this message to another chosen one who's still lost in the dark. And if you're ready to fully step into your power, subscribe to Chosen Wave right now. Because this isn't just content. This is your awakening.